So, Namaste, Alia.
Yes, thank you. Namaste.
Today we have an amazing guest, Alia, aka Travel Tourist. She's a full-time travel content creator, author, and social media consultant who quit her full-time job, and this is her story. Wow, it's funny, interesting, and insane.
Right? Because it was funny because I actually started traveling solo because I didn't have anyone to go with.
So I would love to know what was this first trip that you were like, okay, now I kind of want to switch and make something of this as a career. So what was that first trip that you took solo?
Well, when I first started traveling full time, when I quit my job and did all of that, I wasn't thinking of the content creator thing. Like, it was something I saw other people doing and I thought it was cool.
Interesting. And which was this any country or city where you had the most amazing time of your life?
Definitely Thailand. Like, that was definitely a country where that's like my favorite place. Just in case anybody is wondering, Thailand is, and I live there now, so that's great.
Exactly. Okay, the reason for that, everyone would love to know what's the reason for that. Like, top 3 things about Thailand that you really love. So, Namaste, Alia.
Yes, thank you. Namaste.
How are you today?
I'm good.
So, you are the travel tourist.
Yes, that is my brand name. Someone asked me recently how I came up with that. Honestly, I don't even remember. But I am a Taurus. That's my zodiac sign. I do love to travel. That's what I post about on my channels. So it just seemed very catchy. So I like it.
And I have seen your content. It's like super amazing. You started your journey solo traveling and now you do so amazing things like hosting group trips.
I know, isn't that funny?
Wow. It's funny, interesting, and insane.
Right? Because it was funny because I actually started traveling solo because I didn't have anyone to go with. Come to find out, now I'm hosting trips and I've got like a lot of people who want to travel with me, which is,
wow.
Sometimes I just think it's strange how life works out, I guess I would say.
Exactly. So I want to pull back together everything and want to know. So you had an amazing government job, It
was a good job. It was very stable. I didn't like it. Personally speaking, I didn't think I was very good at my job, but I mean, it was very secure. I had a nice little paycheck coming in every month, which is definitely not the case anymore, but because, you get used to like getting that regular paycheck every month and having benefits and health insurance and all of that, having an apartment. I had a really nice apartment. I had a nice car. I had everything really set up very nicely at the time, but I wasn't very happy. So even though you have stuff, it doesn't mean you're happy.
Oh, wow. That's so interesting because I believe everyone is working hard towards where they want to be. Mm-hmm. And once they get everything, they again are not yet happy, right?
Yeah.
And they find the answer within. So I think you went down to the hole and you understood that who you are as a person, what do you really like?
Yes.
And then you figured out everything.
Yeah.
Which is super amazing because most of them, they don't even step up until that process and they're satisfied and they're just there.
Yeah.
So I'm super happy. How did you discover that?
I don't know. I would love to know how I discovered that as well. And I guess I don't know, I would really have to sit back and try to remember how this all happened. But there was a time where I had all of those things, but I just still was not satisfied with like how my life was going. And I was just like looking at all the other people around me and like what they were doing. Like I had some friends who were like married and had some friends that had kids. And then I had like other friends who were just, really successful at their, jobs. They were writing books and writing novels and, and just like excelling in whatever it is they were doing. And I don't know, I just kind of felt like kind of stagnant. And I knew I wanted to travel. That I didn't know. I wasn't really thinking like the whole full-time travel thing, but I started looking into YouTube. And then I started seeing like the YouTubers and like what they were doing, and they were traveling full-time. And then people were saying they were going to Asia with $5,000 and they were living there for 6 months. And I'm like, really? $5,000? That's it? Like, that's not even that much money, So I think I kind of went down that whole rabbit hole, and I realized, like people were getting paid to travel and people were getting free stuff for posting on the internet. And I was like, what? This is crazy, So I kind of started realizing more of that. And I was like, that would be really cool to do because I really do like traveling. And I was already traveling once a month, but maybe it was domestic, maybe an international trip every once in a while. But I wanted to step it up a notch. And when the opportunity came for me to do that, I kind of just took it. Now, it wasn't like a positive opportunity, but sometimes like bad things can turn into positive things at the end. But
wow, that is super interesting. So I would love to know what was this first trip that you were like, okay, now, I kind of want to switch and make something of this as a career. So what was that first trip that you took solo?
Well, that I wanted to like actually do this full time. Well, when I first started traveling full time, when I quit my job and did all of that, I wasn't thinking of the content creator thing. Like it was something I saw other people doing and I thought it was cool, but it wasn't something that was like my main goal in doing that. I just wanted to travel and be happy and do something that was for me and not have to ask people for permission to live my life, and just was looking for a little bit of freedom. I was planning on coming back and getting a job and stuff like that. I was going to, but as it worked out, I didn't, which is cool because I don't think that's for me anyway. But what really happened was my father ended up passing away.
Sorry.
Yeah, that, life happens. And I think that was probably for the best because the pandemic happened the year after that. But yeah, he passed away, and I ended up getting like $5,000, that amount, was in my head. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. Because at that time I had the $5,000. It was around tax time, so I had my tax return. And then I didn't even realize it, but when I was gonna quit my job, I had all this time and leave saved up, and they had to pay me for that when I left my job. So I would have had that money too. So after I added it all up together, I was like, wow, I could really like take this money and go do something with it. So my questions were, what am I gonna do with it? Maybe I could put a down payment on a house or something, or maybe I could, buy things with it, or
just party,
right? Or I could just blow it, or I could travel with it, And so I went with the travel route, but I ended up like not renewing my lease. My lease was up in May. So I ended my lease. I put my 2 weeks notice in for my job. And then I booked a one-way flight to London and I left. And that was the trip, that really like kind of launched like my social media, not maybe like my social media per se, but more so like my expertise and traveling and things like that. Because after I traveled for 4 months, and when I came back, I have $40. When I finally made it back, I have $40 to my little name. And when I got back, people wanted to know how I did it. Where was I staying at? What were the things I was doing? And I kept getting a lot of the same questions. So it's like, well, how can I answer all these questions without answering all these questions? So what I did was I started a website, a blog. And I started answering my most popular questions about things and writing blogs about it. And I was posting on social media when I was traveling, but not like I do now, not at all, because Reels didn't exist. People were just posting photos. I think I had like 300 followers. So it really wasn't, I didn't start from much. But now I have a lot of followers now, and the Reels really have helped me out. Video is really my thing, the social media, short form video.
So basically to understand is you understood that the market or the people wanted so many answers, and then you took it as the responsibility, and then you told, okay, let me start a vlog, and then a blog, not a vlog, right?
No, blog, yeah. Website, writing.
Oh yeah. And then eventually you pumped up to the reels and all of that, right?
Yes, when that got more popular. So that's really what I do now. And even still, that's what I do. I answer people's questions, and that's what people follow me for. That's what they like me. That's what they like about me. I give people the info. I do a lot of educational travel content and itineraries, things to do, tips, and all of that. Sell itineraries and travel guides and all of that. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I would like to know one by one, what are your things that you offer, so that anyone who's watching would also be related and interested to know more about that.
Okay.
Before that, I want to know, So these are so many interesting things that you do, right?
Yeah.
Like, but how did you?
That's not even all of them, but
Exactly. That is the start, So, as you're traveling solo, like, was there any fear of traveling to some countries, or you thought, okay, these are good Asian countries, or So, what are your thoughts on that?
well, safety wise, for me, I kind of like look at other people and like what they're doing, and I'm like, okay, well, if they can do it, then they can't be that hard. It doesn't get me that hard.
So, guys, if you're watching this, if anyone on social media is seeing other people do it, go do it.
Yeah, go do it. Go see what it's about. Most of the time, it works out, and it's not that hard. And like that's really what it was. And I just did a little research. Google is there. The internet is free, and you can research things. And it would be so funny, like when I see people these days, and they're like, "Oh, I fell for this scam in this country. I fell for this scam in this country." I'm just like, okay, but Google is free. Like when I was going somewhere, because I was just bouncing around. Like I said, I booked a one-way flight. I didn't know where I was going after that. So when I would get ready to go to a new country, I would literally be at the airport about to board the flight, Googling what are the scams and wherever the place I was going to. Like it's not that hard. And then I would like screenshot like the little article and read it on the plane on the way there,
So before you arrive, what are the precautions to be taken?
Yeah, it's not that hard. Like everyone has posted about everywhere, basically. Like the internet is free. Like, please use it, y'all. Like Google is free. Use it. And people get so upset when you tell them that, but I mean, like, it's true.
Which is the safest country you found out until now?
I mean, this country is pretty safe.
Dubai.
Yeah, the UAE, and Abu Dhabi is like really safe. Where else are safe place? Iceland is safe. Iceland is very safe. Thailand is relatively safe, I would say. Never really had any problems there. Indonesia is pretty safe. Singapore is very safe. Yes.
Interesting. And which was this? Any country or city where you had the most amazing time of your life?
Definitely Thailand. Like that was definitely a country where that's like my favorite place. Just in case anybody is wondering, Thailand is, and I live there now, so that's great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, the reason for that, everyone would love to know what's the reason for that. Like top 3 things about Thailand that you really love.
That I really love is the people, because everyone's just so nice there. The food, because it's just like amazing. And I would have to say probably, okay, you only gave me top 3. So I guess I kind of have to choose, but I would probably choose like the ease of travel there, just because it's so easy to get around. Whether you want to go from one side of the country to another, there's always certain like options, like good options. They have flights, they got trains, they got buses, they have ferries, they have everything, motorbikes, they've got tuk-tuks, they got cars, they got, taxis. And it's just, it's so easy to get around. It's one of the most easiest countries I've ever traveled to be honest.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And this solo trip, if someone is watching right now, and especially a woman or a man, where they should go for their first solo trip in their life?
If you're from an English-speaking country, I always recommend like going somewhere in Europe, somewhere where they speak English. Like I think that's like probably like the easiest place to go. Like if you're from like anywhere in the Americas or even like Australia or the UK or anything like that, I would for sure say like the UK would be a good place if you're not already from there. Anywhere in Europe. Because they're just easy places to travel, and people speak English there.
Oh, yeah.
And even if they do speak another language, they most likely speak English too. And probably pretty well.
Yeah.
After you conquer that and you can do that, I would say you can move on to Asia and maybe try Thailand is a very good place to start in Asia. Thailand, Singapore. Bali is nice. Vietnam, if you're feeling a little extra adventurous. I would say very, but like extra adventurous, Vietnam. But those are real places, I would say for sure.
That's amazing. And what is one tip for a 20-year-old boy or a girl right now watching, and they are excited to see you and your journey? What would you just tell them?
I would tell y'all that You don't have to be on social media, okay? You don't have to be on social media to travel. You don't have to be an influencer. You don't have to be rich, okay? All you have to do is be creative and smart, okay? You do need a little bit of money, but that's pretty easy to get, okay? Like I said, you just have to be creative. And you don't have to steal from anybody either. I'm not saying break the law. But, but yes, all you need is a little bit of money to travel. They got deals out there. You can go on Google Flights. You can search up some flight deals. You can track flight prices for where you want to go. They got email lists you can get on and get like travel deals for flights. And then stay at hostels. Please, you guys, it's not scary, I promise you. Staying at hostels is not scary at all. As a matter of fact, if you're 20 something, that's gonna be the place you wanna be. It's fun, you'll meet lots of people, you can get lots of free stuff, and you'll just have a really good time, and you don't even have to travel with your friends. You can go by yourself. Like I said, just use Google, look up the scams, know what you're looking out for. Go on Hostel World. It's a website where you can book your hostels at. Trust me, there are some hostels you can stay at, cost $4 a night. They're nice places, I promise you. It's not scary at all. Do not listen to what people tell you about hostels, because half of them, not even half, about good 90% of them never even stayed at one. So
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. This is crazy, because what happened is, like, I traveled to another city in India, and I was like very new to this concept of hostel 3 years ago.
3 years ago, wow.
And I was like, okay, so one of my friend was there, and I saw, okay, you can go to another city, you can make new friends, you can play with them, you can hang around with them. That's so much more than the value you pay. And I was like, I want that, right?
Yeah.
So that was such an eye-opening. So so it's also a best way to communicate, make new friends. I think anywhere in your city, go out of your city, go to a hostel, make new friends, enjoy.
Yeah. And especially if for whatever reason you do want to be on social media and you're like, oh, but I'm going to be traveling by myself. Who's going to take my photos? Blah, blah. Stay at the hostel, you make some friends, I'm telling you. Because people are like, who's taking your photo? I'm like, I've been meeting friends. Like, you make some friends, they'll take your photo for you.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that hard. Ask your tour guide or something, but like, you can do it. But hostels are the best because of the social vibe and all the special events that they have, all the free stuff that you get there. It's it's just like a good vibe. I love it.
Yeah, it's a very good vibe. And talking about content creation, exactly, like a lot of people who are watching this, everyone is excited, right? They want to be a content creator or a travel content creator, right? So like, what's the best way to go around it, right? I have my iPhone, for example. Is it good or is it not good? And if it's good, what's the best way I can use that, to, of course, make money out of my travels as well, because I'll be spending money, but again, I want to earn money.
Yes.
So how can someone do it?
Well, it's actually funny because I'm going to be speaking at a conference in a couple of months about how to turn your short form video content into a business.
Oh, wow.
So that's what I'm going to be talking about. So here's just like a little snippet of that, the short version. So for sure, I would say where you can like physically start is, first of all, yes, if you have an iPhone, that's great. You really don't need anything else, especially if you got that 16, the new one. Ooh. I don't have the new one, but my friends do it. I'll be like, take the picture on your phone. But like, if you got the new iPhone, oh, you're definitely set for sure. So yes, I would say for sure, like, make video content. You don't have to be some crazy photographer, but video is definitely the way to go, the quickest way to go, I would say. So like creating reels or TikTok is really great as well. Information, help people out. If there's a problem, try to solve it for people. If people ask you a lot of questions like how you're doing a certain thing, tell them how to do it. Make a video about how to do that certain thing. Like travel wise, you don't even really have to be traveling to make travel content. Every place is a travel destination for somebody. So even if it's where you live, you may think it's lame and you might not like it, but it's a travel destination for somebody. So maybe give them some tips about, maybe like your favorite places to go eat at, your favorite places to stay at, just general travel tips about the area you live in. If there's anything new happening in the city you live in, go be the first one there when it opens to go video it and make a video about it, you know, give your opinion about it. Yeah. So that's what a lot of people are like, oh, but I want to be a travel influencer or whatever, but I don't go anywhere, you know, I'm not traveling all the time. But your place where you live as a travel destination, and don't try to say that they're not. Honestly, go online and Google and see if you have like a tourism board where you live at, you know, and look them up. I'm pretty sure that you do. They pay people to post about the place that you live in. Okay. Right. So I was like, don't miss out on those opportunities. But as for that, really just growing an audience, getting people to follow you. The thing is providing some type of either value or entertainment. I say if you want to actually get paid, it's the information. Information sells, you know, so you could sell information. For me, when I travel, like, for example, I'm here in Dubai, and I am here hosting a group trip, but I'm also doing activities on my own. I've already been here since, like, before the trip even started, filming content. Why? Because I'm going to make an itinerary for people, and I'm going to sell it. So all the money that I've spent on the activities and transportation and all of that, hopefully I can just make it back. And I've done it before in other places, so it works pretty well. Yeah. So, you know, you just go, you do certain things, post about it, and people want your itinerary. Because that's what I used to get comments about that all the time. Anytime I would post about doing something somewhere, they'd be like, itinerary, give me your itinerary, give me your itinerary. So I just started getting proactive about it. I make the itinerary first, then I make the content. Then when they ask about it, boom, here it is. Then they pay for it, and I make the money.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. Yeah. That's amazing. So how did you manifest all of this? This is a very interesting question.
Yes. Yeah. So back when I told you I wasn't very happy with the way that my life was going, I started doing like some research, and I don't know how this happened on YouTube. Like I told you, I was like, and I was spending a lot of time on YouTube, and you know, they like recommend videos and stuff. So I don't know, but somehow I started looking up the law of attraction. And when I started learning about that stuff, because like I said, I was in this place, so I was not happy with my life. And because I felt like I was working, but I didn't have any money. You know, I just felt like broke all the time. So like, how you have, I was like, and I have all this stuff. So I have all this stuff and I'm working all the time, but I still don't have no money. And it was just a very frustrating time of my life. So I was trying to figure out how I can change this to do something different, you know, and be like a little bit more content and happy with what I was doing in my life, because I didn't want to just keep doing the same thing. So I found out about the law of attraction, and I started doing some research on it, and I was thinking to myself, well, you know, from what I've looked up and stuff, that this is free. This is low investment. This is totally free. This is a low investment opportunity to change my mindset, you know, but it is something you have to work on a daily basis. Oh, yeah. So once I really started working on that, then it kind of seemed like my life was getting worse. Go figure. It felt like things were getting worse, because then that's when like my dad died, and like I was having all these issues with my family, and I was still working, and I was still broke, and I still had all this stuff, you know. So it just felt like things were getting like worse. But after I finally broke through all of that and actually looked around, and because that was the thing that they taught, or something I saw a video about in the law of attraction, or was it that book? It might have been in that book, but it was like, you know, the book,
The Secret.
There it is. That's the one. That's the book. Yeah, that book. It was just like, or, you know, I read another book. I think it might have been the other one, but it was just something like money is all around us. And if you really just stop to think and like look around you and look at the stuff around you, you'll actually find abundance instead of, you know, like lack. So I just kind of changed my mindset and started thinking of those things. And when I did, that's when I found out, wait, I actually can do these things that I want to do. I just have to be brave enough to do it. You know, so that's really what happened, and even to this day, you know, the manifestation stuff, if you take it seriously and you actually do believe in it and you actually do what you're supposed to do, you know, not just half of it, then it usually always works out, you know.
Oh yeah.
And it's not always going to work out the way you think it was going to work out. You know, the process is never like
So
but the end result be what you want it to be. But getting there is just kind of like
exactly. So what I usually tell everyone is, whenever you are manifesting, don't go on the how, right? Just manifest and leave it to the universe, right? And it will just figure it out all by itself.
yes.
I think that's the best way to go, because if there's something called as manufactured manifestation and versus something just surrendered, right? So you use the surrender part of it.
Yeah.
Just go for that way and everything will work out. So that's great to know about that.
Yes.
So that's amazing. So what about grounding? Like, because you do so much of traveling, how do you ground yourself, you know?
There's not much grounding going on. Except for like these days, I don't know, like recently, like I was telling you, I moved to Bangkok. So I finally have like a place to stay. I haven't had an apartment. I haven't rented anything since I quit my job. That was 2019. That was a very long time ago.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but no, not a lot of that. Not a lot of grounding. It's not the best. I know.
I know.
It's not the best. I should probably practice that more.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna work on
But
it.
and I'm super happy that you're open about it, right? And that's what everyone needs to know. Like, even if I come to know something about myself and I click, and then I understand, okay, how can I change every time 2%, and then compounding to that, it will just change. So that's so good. And then what about, for example, now solo was something good, easy peasy, right? Now what about the group session?
So I'm glad. See, I'm happy somebody realizes how easy solo travel is, because I try to tell people, I'm like, it's easy. You just do what you want to do.
Exactly.
I said, when you start adding people into the mix, that's when things starts getting very complicated. I would definitely say when it comes to the group trips, which eventually I'm gonna start coaching people on the group trips and like how to do it and do it successfully and things like that. But for sure, for the group trips, the more control you have over it, the more control, the better. No, that's easier. The less control, the more control you give to the people coming on the group trip, that's when things start getting...
So it needs to be like a teacher in a classroom.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Honestly, no, for real, because you realize that some adults, some of them, they want their hands held for certain things. And, I don't host group trips with families. I don't do kids or anything like that. Most of them, you need to be 21 and up to attend. So everyone's an adult here. So, yes, I have planned this experience for you, but also there is a part of this experience that has some type of traveler responsibility. Like, you still have your personal responsibility for certain things. And I think that's where some people kind of miss it. So a lot of times I find myself having to remind people of that.
Oh yeah. So I want to know what was one craziest part of it that you still remember. It kind of maybe funny or something, where you reminded someone, please, this is a group trip, or something of that sort.
Oh, I got one. And it's funny because the woman who did it, she's here on this trip. But it wasn't, but she's been on another trip with me, and that's when this happened. So I host group trips to Egypt. And if you've ever heard anything about, have you been to Egypt before?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, if you've heard anything about going to Egypt, then you'll know that sometimes it's very chaotic. A lot of people travel there. So a lot of the sites are very busy, it's crowded, and they have these vendors, and they're very obnoxious, okay? And they're like on you, right?
Yeah.
So when I do these group trips, we have phone calls like before the trip starts, and like I'm telling them, okay, like these are the reminders, like these are the rules, like don't do this, like don't do this. And then like I'm sending them like, I have like a 30-page like travel guide that I send them, and I'm like, here, like read this, and it has like do's and don'ts and things to look out for and all of that, right? So I give them all that. Then when they come on the trip, on the first night of the trip, we have another briefing meeting, and I tell them everything again, and I'm telling them the same things, like do this, don't do this, make sure that y'all do that. And then the tour guide comes, and he's like, okay, guys, make sure y'all are doing this, like don't do this, like don't do that when we go to these certain places. And then when we go out to do the activity. We're on the bus. Before we get off the bus, the tour guide, he comes on the mic and he's like, okay, everyone, we're getting ready to do this thing. Now remember, don't do this. Make sure that you do this. Stay with the group. Literally, first activity we do. We go to the pyramids. We're looking at the pyramids. The tour guide, we all have headphones in. The tour guide we're listening to the tour guide on the headphones. And there's maybe like 27 of us. It was a pretty large group, you know.
Oh, nice.
Black people. We stick out in the crowd, you know. We stick out in the crowd, all girls. And we're looking at the pyramids. We do the thing. We all walk back to the bus. We get on the bus. The tour guide's counting everybody, you know, before we leave.
Yeah.
And he's going down and counting, and the bus driver pulls off. He starts to pull off. He wasn't done counting yet. So by the time he gets to the end, we hear one girl and they're like, Miss so-and-so is missing. There she is. And we see her outside the bus. And our tour guide's like, stop the bus.
Oh my God.
So it's like we remind people a million times to do so. Stay with the group. Don't talk to these people. He literally just told her that.
Yeah.
And then she did it. That's how she got separated from the group.
Oh.
Because she stopped to talk to one of the vendors because she saw something that she wanted to buy.
Oh yeah.
She didn't tell anybody. And she looked up and we were all gone.
Okay, this is such
But she didn't get far. I mean, we saw her because as soon as he was done counting, he realized somebody was missing. But the bus was already about to take off. And then the other lady saw her outside the window and they were like, there she is. I was like, oh my Lord, we already didn't miss somebody. Somebody got lost.
Oh yeah. No, this is really funny. I just remember my school times when we used to go to a field trip and
It's the same thing. That's basically, yes. The school trip, yes. Exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's hilarious though.
Oh my God.
That's one of the funniest stories.
Yeah.
Her get lost. I was like, girl, because even when I saw her today on this trip, when she came, I was like, oh, you're here. And
Don't get lost
I was
this time.
like, yeah, I was like, don't get lost this time. She was like, man, y'all give me a hard time about that. She was like, was I the only person that's ever got lost in the truck? I said, yes, you. That's how I was just telling people about you. That's how I always tell stories about you. I mean, telling people, don't get lost, don't get separated, listen to us.
Yeah. No, but it's funny, and I think there's no problem in this, right? Like, there is a problem and there's not a problem. So the problem is like, grow up. First of all, like it's me as well. Me personally, I did that, but I've grown up, right? And it's no problem because life is like that. Yeah.
And there was no harm done. I don't know if she got what she wanted to buy, but we didn't we lost her for a second, but we found her. And that's just how life goes. Because that's the other thing about travel is people always get worried about getting lost. I'm like, you get lost, you find your way, you know. Life goes on, it's okay.
Exactly.
Like who knows where everything is exactly wherever? Like no one knows. That's crazy.
Exactly.
You can live in the city wherever and not know how to get from point A to point B. I mean, I need Google Maps. It's okay to get lost, you know.
Oh yeah. And what about the food, right? Like because you travel a lot, how do you take care of your food, and do you like eat very mindfully, or you're super chill about things you eat? Like how does it go about it?
Well, being a woman in her later 30s, my body has changed. So I can't always eat what I used to be able to eat. So I do have to be a little wary about that. You know, I do have to pay attention to what I'm eating, but not per se like when I'm traveling. It's not like, I'm not gonna like try new things. I will try new things, but if I know there's something I shouldn't be eating, I just won't. I won't eat it. But it's probably because I've tried it and something happened. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, my stomach's pretty good though. You know, I get sick when I go back to the United States.
Oh,
that's when I have the stomach issues. When I'm out like traveling, I usually don't have any problems at all.
And that's why you've just been out.
Now, I don't do anything crazy. Like sometimes in Thailand, I'll go to like the night market or whatever. And I don't know why I see this all the time, but they have this sushi and it's like sitting out. I'm not going to eat that. You know, like, like I'm not going to do that. That's not smart. You know, you got to make smart food decisions.
For sure.
And depending on where you are, you might need to do a little research on it. Like for Thailand, for sure. Like if you ever want to travel there and you want to eat street food, then definitely look up how to safely eat street food, because you can't just buy it from anybody. You got to watch how they making it and stuff like that. Yeah.
So that's great. What was this point of time in your life? Because you traveled so much. How many countries?
In total?
Yeah.
I have a running list because I usually can't really remember, but it's somewhere like 35, 36,
Up,
something like
35
that.
up.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, wow. That's great. So as you have been traveling so many countries, how did you end up on a decision that, okay, Thailand is my vibe? Or like, I want to be here at least for some few years? Because for me also, like, I travel once in a while and I am like with a question mark, should I be here or there or there?
You're like, can I live here? Everywhere you go, can I live here?
Exactly.
You're like, what are these houses looking like? I like to look at the real estate listings everywhere. I'm not buying anything, but I just like to look because I'm nosy. For me, ever since I traveled Thailand for the first time, which was in 2019, when I was doing that 4-month travel, when I first quit my job and everything, I really loved it there. I spent 3 weeks in Thailand and I went all over the country by myself, and I just had like the fucking time of my life. I loved it so much. It was so fun. I loved it. And I've always wanted to live there, but didn't really know how I could do that because, they got rules and stuff. So recently they came out with that visa. They have like a digital nomad visa in Thailand now.
Oh, wow. So you applied for that? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And how was it like? How many years do you get for it?
5.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a 5-year visa and I can stay up to 6 months at a time. But because I travel all the time, I'm always leaving and coming back anyway, so it don't really matter.
Oh, wow.
So the 6 months, I'm never going to be there for 6 months anyway, so I just come and go. Now I can just come and go as I please, but if I want to stay there for longer than 2 months, which is what their tourist visa is right now, you get 60 days. Now I can stay longer than that and it's not a problem if I wanted to. I don't ever have to do any visa runs.
Oh, wow, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And even Dubai has come up with...
Really?
Yeah. 10 years golden visa.
Oh.
So now you're going to be applying for here as well.
I don't know. I gotta look at the qualifications. How much money they look at your bank statements and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, right? They look at the bank statement. I'm like, how much I gotta have? How much I gotta have? Because you gotta have like for the Thailand one, I had like $15,000.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So
it was a
in-
lot.
In and out or like in the bank at one period of time?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But it depends on where you apply for it. Because you can apply for that visa in different countries.
Okay.
But each country has specific things. Like one country wanted me to show 6 months bank statement. And then another country just wanted 1.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm gonna go with the 1. I was like, all right, 6 months.
Yeah, because I feel if you want to go even for a UK travel visa, it's like 3 months minimum. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
For UK?
Yeah.
That's if you want to like live there though, huh? Or stay there?
Just travel.
Oh.
Just to get a visa.
Oh.
Yeah. Minimum 3 months.
Woo! Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, so great travel stories. Yeah. So again, any aspiring people, what is like a one-liner you want to tell them that, okay, get your ass up and travel the world.
Exactly. Yeah. You guys should just go. Okay. No excuses.
Don't listen to your parents. Just go.
Just go, please. Just do it. Okay, so people, how did you? I just did it.
Yeah.
I did it. Inspired action. If you give no action towards something that is never going to happen, you have to actually do it. Okay.
Exactly. That's such an interesting point because through such a nice laughter and conversation, it's very light-hearted, right? People take life so much seriously.
Right.
And you're like, just go do it.
You should just go do it. You should just go do it. You really cannot. I mean, and life is serious, but a lot of the hardships and the issues that we have are very they can be solved by simple stuff,
Yeah.
Like, just go do it. Just go do it. Like, what are you waiting for? Please, just go do it.
So I love the perspective that you're putting out, right? Like if you have situations, problems in your life, you just gotta flow through it, right? Mm-hmm. Like don't just stand there and just be like that. It's not gonna take you anywhere.
Yeah. And a lot of times, like if things like bad things happen and I get upset about stuff, I don't cry a lot. If I cry a lot, I must be PMSing because I mean, for me, I just be upset and then I try to figure out how can I fix it. Because crying doesn't fix anything. It never has, you know.
What do you think?
You just gotta have to, okay, how can I change this? What's the solution I can come up with? And try to get actionable steps in that as soon as you can.
Yeah.
You know, like ASAP, immediately.
That's so good. But, and again, a question would be, is crying good or not?
Like I said, I think it is, but it doesn't get you anywhere. It's more of like an emotional release. Like if you want to cry in the moment, that's fine. And if someone's dying, then you should definitely cry about that. That's sad. And you can't do anything about that, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you're grieving, then crying is totally acceptable. But other than grieving, what are you really crying about? Yeah. I'm crying because I dropped my phone and it doesn't work anymore. I can go get another phone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can get another phone. I just go suck because I got to pay all this money, but you can fix it, you know? But if your grandma died, like, ain't no more grandmas, you know? Yeah. That's something worth crying about, you know?
Such a nice way to look towards life. I really love your perspective, right? Like, it's straight up, right? You just gotta feel that it's done and what are the next actionable steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that same thing with manifestation too, because that's the other thing I really learned about that is they always talk about inspired action. Is the universe is, if you're not doing nothing towards your goals, the universe is not going to associate those two things together. They're not, you know.
And this is so great because like talking to you and knowing you much more, I feel it's very interesting because I've seen people who are meditating and still doing so much problems. And I know maybe if you are meditating a bit or not even doing that, right? But the way and the perspective you have towards life is the best, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I really...
Meditation's good, but you don't really have to.
Exactly.
You don't, because there's so many ways to manifest things that have nothing to do with meditation. Yeah, you could script or write things down. You can do affirmations. You know, it's different ways.
I think everyone has their own different way, and
they all work.
Exactly, they all work.
If you do them all together, then almost instant. Next week, something might happen. You know,
it's all about doing, right? Mm-hmm. And really, like by talking to you, I wanted to show your way of manifesting and doing things that everyone is seeing right now, and like it's very nice. You know, everyone has so many different ways.
Yes.
So this is really interesting.
Thanks. I'm glad I'm here to talk about it.
Yeah.
I love to spread positivity and talk about manifestation and things like that. Everyone doesn't believe in that stuff. Some of them think it's like hoogly boogly or whatever, but I don't know. It works for me. It works for a lot of other people. It works for a lot of famous people. They're all into that stuff. And if it works for them, then I'm all on board. Like, they're doing exactly what they're doing.
You're one of them.
Exactly. Right now I'm internet famous. See, do what the famous people do, then you end up a little bit famous.
Oh yeah. So, okay, we'll just describe one word for love. What is one word or one line that you would describe love as?
Because love can be so many different things.
Wow. Yes.
It can, though. It has so many different forms and shapes, and that's probably what I like about it the most.
Okay. And what makes you smile?
My dog.
Oh, that's so cute.
Puppies. Definitely animals, dogs. Dogs, yeah.
Nice.
Any dog. It doesn't have to be my dog. I mean, be for real. Yeah, it has to be my dog, any dog. But I just see them and I'm just like...
But that's such a cool thing, right? Like, it's like...
I just love them.
That's great.
They're so cute.
Yeah. So that's amazing. Super happy to know you. Super interesting talk that we had.
Yes.
And really loved your vibe. The way you think, the way you see life. It's so much open-minded and very casual, right? Like, that's what I really love. It's very casual. And that's how someone who's watching should take their life on that note as well, right?
I hope so.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people just need to chill out, you know?
Yeah.
Enjoy life. We only get one of these. You only get one body, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, even if we do get to do it more than once, it's never going to be exactly the same. So make sure that you do this one the way you want it to be.
And make the best out of it.
Yeah, honestly, that's all we can do.
Yeah. So thank you so much again. It was amazing to meet you, and I hope you inspire others through your travel journeys and have lots of amazing fun group trips and travel the world and have lots of fun.
Thank you. I hope I do too. That's what my hope for myself.
Thank you.